Hello everyone, I'm Steph from the Silliman University Corps of Campus Ambassadors, welcoming you all to the Campus by the Sea, Silliman University. Here in Silliman University, the classroom isn't the only place we learn in. Guided by our 5 C's, we experience learning in the church, classroom, community, court, and in our different cultures. Since the beginning, Silliman's 5 C's have always given us different venues and opportunities to learn. However, Silliman University is not only a place where we can learn. The people we meet and the beautiful campus makes it a place where we can also find our home away from home. Are you ready to experience Silliman University? Don't forget to visit, like, and follow Silliman University, as well as the Silliman University Corps of Campus Ambassadors on Facebook. And for more information on Silliman University, you can visit their website at su.edu.ph. Thank you, and have a great day.
Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life, the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Welcome to Silliman University, a campus by the sea. Welcome to our online training course on ensuring student engagement in a technology-enhanced, limited face-to-face instruction. It is a 16-week course and a total of 54 hours with approximately 3.5 hours per week of engagement. The training is free and open to all teachers, librarians, and student teachers from private, basic, or higher education. The training course is an upskilling activity on developing modalities, approaches, and strategies in the classroom to engage students during the limited face-to-face instruction. The upskilling will highlight skills and competencies in implementing limited face-to-face instruction, emphasizing technology and pedagogy. It will be delivered in mixed modalities, hybrid and high-mix modalities.
At the end of the upskilling session, participants should be able to assess the different teaching modalities, approaches, and strategies for technology-enhanced flexible learning and limited face-to-face instruction. 2. Use OER and other tools for the production and sharing of teaching resources. 3. Develop policies and guidelines that are ethical, social, and legally accepted norms. And lastly, recalibrate a syllabus or learning plan that is appropriate for post-pandemic instruction. The training will be delivered in high-flex mode with synchronous learning. First, the in-person session for selected topics will be at the Dr. Lau ICI Laboratory, Silliman University, Dumaguete City. However, this is only for selected participants, especially for those coming from the province. Second, the synchronous online session will be delivered via Zoom. The synchronous session will be done every last Monday of the month at 5 to 6 in the afternoon. The synchronous session is assigned for deepening, consultation, and Q&A with speakers and facilitators. Third, the asynchronous session will be done via our SOL LMS, the official learning management system of the course. The asynchronous session is assigned for listening and viewing of pre-recorded lectures, reading required lecture notes, participating in the weekly discussion, performing weekly knowledge checks, performing performance tasks, and reading announcements. We designed this training in a flipped learning, microlearning, and gamification strategy, following a class pacing with some self-paced activities.
There will be 10 weekly knowledge checks, which are a set of objective questions with a maximum of 20 questions each. The online quiz will typically be available for a week. Likewise, there will be 4 performance tasks, which are short activities related to the module. Moreover, the final knowledge test is a comprehensive test covering the topics from the first day to the last day of discussion. There are 40 objective type items. A certificate of attendance per module will be issued for those who comply with the requirements of each module. A digital badge will be given for every completed module. A certificate of participation with 15 CPD points will be given to those who first got below 80% score but higher than 0, second, submitted all the performance tasks, and third, attended at least 50% of the online synchronous or Zoom session. Last but not the least, a certificate of completion with 15 CPD points will be issued if the following requirements are met. First, those achieving 80% or more of the total points possible for all 4 modules. Second, submitted all the performance tasks. And third, attended at least 50% of the online synchronous or Zoom sessions.
I will be the lead facilitator. Together with me are experts and trained teachers at the Office of Silliman Online University Learning. Together also are the faculty from the College of Computer Studies and our Technology Business Incubation Office from Silliman University.
This training is funded by the Private Education Assistance Committee or PAC of Aspire Project Grant through the Association of Christian Schools, Colleges, and Universities.
Good afternoon. To welcome us all and introduce the rest of the team, let me call Dr. Dave E. Marshall, the Office of Silliman Online University Learning Director and Project Leader on ensuring student engagement in a technology-enhanced, limited face-to-face instruction. Let's give him a virtual round of applause.
Thank you, Alfie. Welcome to Silliman and good afternoon. Maayong hapon sa tanan coming from Dumaguete City, that is from Negros Oriental in central part of the Philippines. I am Dave Marshall, currently the director for the Office of Silliman Online University Learning and the project leader of this online training course entitled Ensuring Student Engagement in a Technology-Enhanced Limited Face-to-Face Instruction. Last year, and the same funding agency, PAYAC Aspire, through ACSCU, granted Silliman University to offer also a 6-month training course on upskilling online teaching. And I think some of you here in the Zoom or even in our virtual classroom were also graduate from that open online course last year. That course or last year's open online course entitled Teachers Literacy to Knowledge Deepening Towards Digitally Resilient Preferred Future. The outcome of that project or last year's training motivated us to have a part 2 or to have a second level, another round of open online course, and this time focusing on ensuring student engagement, considering that we will be shifting into the new normal or the post-pandemic teaching and learning. This training is divided into 4 modules, and each module, as presented in the video, you are expected to perform some activities such as both formative and some summative assessment, which are all requirement for you to be able to download or to claim to get your certificate of participation or completion with 15 CPD points. In the next few minutes, I will be introducing to you some of all our speakers, our facilitators and moderators who will help you and assist in our journey towards the completion of this virtual classroom. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, there are four modules, and the first module is entitled Teaching Strategies for Limited Face-to-Face Instruction. There are two lessons under this module. These are techno-pedagogical models and classroom management in limited face-to-face. I will be talking about, or I will be the facilitator for lesson one, and the one who introduced me, Assistant Professor Alfie Arcelo, will be handling classroom management in limited face-to-face instruction. Module 2 is all about technologies to ensure student engagement during the limited face-to-face instruction. We will be offering three tools and platforms that you can use during the post-pandemic teaching and learning. The OER, I think you're familiar with OER, Open Educational Resources, assessment tools, and feedbacking. Dr. Myra Villanueva and Mr. Fredley Bukug will be facilitating this module, which is on the second month. On the third month, which is the third module, you have two options. There are two learning journeys that you can choose. The first option is on portable learning management system. It is a kind of learning management system that can run even without the internet connectivity. It will be delivered by our colleagues from the TBI office and at the same time from the College of Business Administration. We have Assistant Professor Janice Antoinette Forster, our TBI manager, and the chairperson of the Business Analytics Department, Assistant Professor Larry Vincent Rihensha. And he will be also joined by another able facilitator on portable learning management system, our technology and development specialist at the office, Mr. Jade O. Montemayor. The other option, the other learning journey during the third month is on ICT and ethical considerations. Here, the lessons include responsible use of social media, fighting information disorder, and data privacy and protection in the context of flexible learning and limited face-to-face instruction. It will be delivered no less than by the Dean of the College of Computer Studies, Assistant Professor Joy MD, and our faculty member teaching empowerment technologies and some computer fundamentals in non-IT programs in the university, teacher Oriel Lisa Maipa. The fourth module, which is the last module, and this will happen in December, recalibrating syllabus and writing, and this will include writing learning continuity plan and recalibrating syllabus for the limited face-to-face instruction. And the remaining days for the month of December are intended for submissions of the required output and some of the presentations. We will be inviting also participants who will join us in person during the final presentation of output. We also prepared some prizes for those who would like to join or be awarded as the best presentations or best output. This open online learning course also is assisted by our facilitators and moderators, virtual classroom managers, and your technical support who will assist you in your learning journey with us. The first is we have teacher John Saint Palama teaching also empowerment technologies. He will be joining also as facilitator speaker during the module 2 on technologies for limited face to face. And we also have Cindy Ruth Villarisa, the secretary in the office. Next in line, we also have Miss Grace Apau. If you receive some text messages, SMS messages, email from edtech@su.edu.ph, you're actually talking to Miss Grace Apau. He is the one also responding to uh, the chat system of our soul in our LMS. So Miss Grace Apau, our office assistant. She will be assisted also by Steve Binarao, project staff at the office. They are the one checking, will be the one to check all your submissions and validating all your performance tasks and others. Okay, and this afternoon, we will also spend time to introduce to you the virtual classroom. I know some of us here are familiar with a learning management system, but we just want to highlight on how we design our virtual classroom, how we design the settings and the setup of our virtual classroom, especially on the restrictions and some of the uh, processes that you need to follow before you can access a certain module or a certain material, resources, or activities. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give the screen to the virtual classroom manager of this project, who is our training and user specialist at the office, Sir Fredley P. Buku.
Thank you, Dr. Dave. So at this point, allow me to share my screen first. Okay, I will walk you through to our virtual classroom. So in your MySoul homepage or your personal menu page, you will see your sample uh, virtual classroom. In this case, this is our first meeting, so you have your module 1. So just click on the first virtual classroom. And then if you click that one, it will give you the 9 essential parts of our virtual classroom. I'm talking about the introduction, the about the module, and then the lessons in that particular module. So in this case, in module 1, we have 2 lessons. And then we have the third part, we have the Zoom room and attendance checker. So in this part, this will give you the Zoom room links as well as the attendance checker for the synchronous session that is good for knowledge deepening. And then we have the fourth one, we have, let's start with the introduction about the module, lessons. We have the Zoom room and attendance checker, and then we have the further readings. So this will talks about the lessons covered in that module for further readings. And then we have performance tasks. We have module evaluation, certificate and badge, and lastly, this the next section will talks about what's the next for you, so which means what particular module you are going to go to the next part. So in this part, in the introduction section or in the introduction part, you will see here the welcome banner, and then you have the video. This is the course overview, so you can now see the course overview video. And then we have a sort of some resources or activities in that particular video. But uh, in short, that all modules have their introduction section. So in that introduction section, it only give you the course overview of that particular module. But in this part, the introduction section will give you the course overview for the entire project. So this I'm talking about ensuring student engagement in technology enhanced limited face-to-face instruction. And then you have the about the module. So you will see here we have a sort of video from that particular module. And then please take note, these are just suggested list of activities. So you can run through with that one. So about the module as well as the schedule activities. You will also see the speakers and moderators and then how to get your certificate of attendance. So it's just a book about that particular module. And then here we have the lessons. So here we have the lessons covered in this particular module. So in this case, we have 2 lessons. And then we have the Zoom room and attendance checker. So as I said earlier, the Zoom room will give you the links for the sessions. And then here, the attendance checker, it is good only for the synchronous session that is in the knowledge deepening session. And that is required. The attendance is required. And all the recordings for the Zoom will be also posted here in this section, the Zoom room and attendance checker. So in this particular orientation, hopefully next week, we will post the recordings here in this section. And then we have the further readings. So this section includes the list of references for the learners to browse and read for additional more detailed coverage of these particular lessons. And then we have the performance tasks. So each module has one performance task. Okay, please take note with that. And then each lessons has its own activity and knowledge check that is also required. So in this case, you have 2 lessons. So each lesson has its own activity and then a knowledge check. And then we have the module evaluation. So you need to answer the questionnaire for evaluating the module. And then you will get your certificate of attendance and then your digital badge if you meet those requirements. And then if you are done in evaluating the module, then you will receive your certificate of attendance and badge, and then you will proceed to the next module. Okay. So as you notice, there are 9 essential parts of each module. So just remember the progress tracker. So that means that that is the learner's walk with that particular section. So you need to meet with those requirements or resources. You need to view the resources, and then you need to answer that particular activity in order to complete that particular resources or activities in that section. And then here, so just always remember the 9. So we have the introduction section. We have the about the module. We have the lessons. We have the room, a Zoom room and attendance checker. And then we have further readings, performance tasks, module evaluation, certificate and badge. And then we have the what is next for you or that it pertains to the next module. And then if you have queries or concerns about this particular uh, virtual classroom, so you can email us in edtech@su.edu.ph or use the bubble chat icon found in your virtual classroom here. So you can place your name, email, and then your questions or inquiries about this particular module. And there is a assigned personnel who will keep in touch with that particular queries. So I think that's all. So in here, so do you have additional inputs, Sir Dave, or let's proceed with the next part? Okay, so let's proceed to the next part. Okay, there is a question. So in this particular point, this is not this is not recorded as the attendance checker because attendance checker is good only for the knowledge deepening session. This attendance this orientation is not required, but you are highly encouraged to participate. So thank you, Ma'am Early. Okay, questions? Okay, in that we have questions from Ma'am Zanja Tayaan. So we will okay. So regarding your enrollment, ma'am, with this particular module, we will coordinate with the person in charge with that, ma'am, and then we will just take note your name. Thank you. And then we have Marna Bungay, Ma'am Myrna Bungay. So in that case, ma'am, again, we have a schedule, assigned schedule for that particular activities. So again, for the lessons, I will just repeat. So in every module, there are lessons. So each lesson has one activity and one knowledge checker. And then for the entire module, you are only given one performance task. So I think it's manageable.
Yeah, and to add that in terms of time, there are some knowledge check that are time bounded, some also not. It's variety. We wish to introduce also a variety of strategy in giving assessment online. So that is also to exhibit some ways how to do some assessment settings in a virtual classroom. So some are time bounded, some are not. Although all of these are asynchronous in nature. Asynchronous meaning all those activities are are there until for a month, or especially for the performance task. But the more but you have to take note also that you cannot see some of those content if you will not do earlier. That means there are some restrictions. So say for example, for sure you cannot see the performance task from your end right now because you are not yet done the readings and all of those required contents or activities that you have to perform.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dave. So again, in your basically in navigating your parts in this particular section, you will see also the restriction access from each parts, the 9 parts. So I think this is somewhat to access that particular resource or activities. So I think, do you have any more questions
Yeah.
regarding?
If there are questions, maybe please feel free to email edtech@su.edu.ph, or just look at the circle there. We call that bubble chat. You just click on it and then you can chat. Hopefully, may we request all of you also to please, we can only respond during the office hours, Monday to Friday. Okay, so let's proceed.
So at this point, so we have our breakout session. This is intended for 15 minutes. So this is just somewhat getting to know each other with our facilitators. So just wait in a bit because the facilitator uh, will will facilitate you in your breakout rooms.
All right. So, how was our breakout experience or breakout session experience rather? So I hope you were able to contribute your expectation as well as you were able to gather the expectations of others in the training and maybe have some idea on what you are gonna get, what you're gonna get from this training, and of course, what you can be skilled of in this training. So at this juncture, we are already near the ending of our meet and greet. Sadly, but of course, we will be meeting in another synchronous sessions for our Q&A. So we will proceed with our photo opportunity before we leave. We leave this. Yes, we will have our photo opportunity. So Miss Grace, kindly take the lead.
Okay, so we have 3 frames. So kindly hold your big smile for at least 10 seconds. Okay, so give your best smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Second frame, 1, 2, 3, smile. Third frame, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, we're done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Cindy. Next slide, please. Okay, before we will end, I just want to remind everyone, as highlighted, that part of the necessary task that we have to do in order for us to get a certificate for this module is your attendance for the knowledge deepening with the speakers. This is actually not just Q&A, but we will be introducing also some strategy how to handle synchronous breakout sessions and others. While we are delivering content, we will also deliver some strategies, especially in the online moderation. So that's going to be on September 26th as part of the knowledge deepening session. That's Monday, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. For those who are in the province or who can travel to Silliman University, I will be offering a high flex workshop. It's on techno-pedagogical models. It's actually part of, this is actually our first lesson, but for those who would like to, to meet and greet in person, we will be delivering this in high flex modality on Wednesday at 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But for those who cannot travel, of course, to Seliman, you need not to worry because I also prepared a different version of material that can be accessed online, which is part of our virtual classroom. Actually, the high flex part is only an additional feature in this open online course. So no need to worry if you cannot come, because considering that that is a Wednesday. But if you'd like to join and listen and maybe just hop in and out while doing the high flex, the link is already posted in our virtual classroom. You can register. It is also open to non-registered participants in this online course, because that is also part of our advocacy to open it to the other institutions or other schools. Okay, so those are the two immediate announcements that we can share with you. For the rest of the reminders and some bulletins, please go through to our virtual classroom. And if you have further questions and immediate concerns, feel free to email edtech@su.edu.ph or the chat box that is found on the lower right corner of your screen. So once again, thank you very much for joining in this orientation, and we are all excited. We are all excited. I visited all the breakout rooms, and it's so amazing to see all your expectations. We hope that all of your expectations will be delivered with all of you supporting to each other in this kind of journey towards the post-pandemic teaching and learning. Daghang salamat and see you on either September 14 or September 26. God bless everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
God
you.
bless po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you so much
Thank
po.
you, sir.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Maraming salamat po.
Thanks, Sir Dave and the team.
Thank you, Sir Dave. Pero pa-help po, sir, talaga dun sa enrollment ng course. Although na-email ko na po si Ma'am Grace Apaw. Pa-help po, sir. Thank you.